Hello guys and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I just want to make a shorter chatty video. At least I hope it's going to be shorter, we'll see. And I want to talk about some shadow work lessons that I have learned recently and some of the shadow work insights that I got that I think are very, very valuable and kind of changed my outlook on, I don't know, self-care and just on myself as well, on my past as well. So let's talk about that. I have recently been journaling and doing some shadow work on the, feeling abandoned. I don't know why I'm putting it in quotation marks, but I struggled for a long time, for a lot of my life with the feeling of being abandoned. And in reality, it did not really match up with the facts so much, but this is how I felt. And as you know, if you know me, if you know this channel, I talk about respecting and honoring your feelings, and but also working with them. Also working with them, not letting them ruin you, but using them to help you. So I was trying to understand where it comes from. So I was doing some shadow work, which I will link a video on shadow work down below. Check it out. And let's do shadow work together. Let's cry together and share our insights. And this is exactly what I'm doing here. I'm not gonna cry, but I'm gonna share my insight. So I not too long ago posted a video about dealing with toxic people and how to deal with them. And the thing is that this didn't happen to me that very often in life, honestly, but it did happen kind of sometimes, let's say often enough, that I had to learn how to deal with the toxic people that I had to be around. And the thing for me was that I felt abandoned. I mean, I was trying to understand, what is this feeling? Where is it coming from? What is it trying to tell me? What does it even mean? Because this was something that I was kind of struggling with, and it was making me feel really, bad, and I didn't know what to do about it. So here's the thing. I love shadow work. What I have figured out through doing the shadow work is that feeling abandoned comes from not choosing yourself. I'll say it again. You might feel abandoned because you are not choosing yourself, because you have been programmed, you've been conditioned to people please, to cater to everybody, to serve everybody else, and to abandon yourself. Because when you do all these things, when you try to please everybody else, when you try to be nice to everybody, when you try to make everybody like you, you're ultimately abandoning yourself. You are leaving your own interests and your own self behind and not honoring yourself whatsoever. In reality, what happens is that you are abandoning yourself, whether or not you realize that, but that is what's happening in reality. And that is what is affecting you in your mental state and what makes you feel like you are being abandoned, because you are abandoning yourself. That's exactly what you are doing. So I was trying to understand what it is that I can do in different situations in order to make myself feel more loved and make myself feel like I am not abandoned anymore. And here's the thing, once again, this is very, very circumstantial, 100%, because it really depends on the situation that makes you feel this way. So one example can be, once again, I was making a video about toxic people, and I was talking about how you should cut them off completely if that's possible for you, which would be ideal. And once again, choosing yourself can look like not showing up to meet with the toxic people who don't like you, who don't respect you, who don't want you around, who don't care about you. This can look like this. Self-care, self-love can look like this. Choosing yourself can look like not putting yourself in situations where you have to be around people where you feel unpleasant, when you feel like you're disrespected or something like that, right? This is not obviously always possible. Once again, if we're talking about you going to work and you saying that you won't be going to work now because you don't feel respected by your coworkers or something like that. Go watch that video. I talk about the Grey Rock Method. I almost called it the theory. It's a Grey Rock Method. And it's amazing. Go watch the video. But yes, there are obviously ways to deal with toxic people. And that is also a way, in a way, to choose yourself, to choose to not entertain the nonsense of other people. That is a way to choose yourself. You don't have to kind of adopt this black and white thinking. If anything, please don't do that, because that can be dangerous, and that's not very good. It's not very healthy. So, it is important to adopt critical thinking instead, and understand what would self-care and choosing yourself would look like for you in any given situation that normally makes you feel abandoned, makes you feel left out, makes you feel bad. You don't have to show up to events where you feel not welcome. Why are you going to begin with? Because you're a +1, or because you have always been going, and because these people are your friends, because these people are your family, because you have been doing this for years and this is a tradition, or it's whatever. It's something that you've been doing forever, and now it feels like you just have to continue doing that. That's not the case. You have free will. You don't have to do that. If you have a choice, if it doesn't if it's not going to impact your life negatively, obviously do not do anything to make yourself feel worse. Obviously see, what your situation allows for and how much flexibility you have in different situations, but you know what I'm saying. A quick, once again, 2 cents on the shadow work once again. It is really helpful to reflect. It is really helpful to reflect and look at yourself, to stop pointing fingers at other people at all times and blaming everybody else. This is the most unproductive thing, and it also makes you kind of on a almost like subconscious level to think that you are this person. You're just a puppet. Like, you don't have your own free will. You can't make a decision. It's like everybody else who's making decisions for you, and everybody else who's upsetting you, and everyone else who's doing something, and you are just kind of on the receiving end at all times. You don't have agency. Do get some agency. Do understand that you have the free will and you have the power. You can say something. You can stand up for yourself. You don't have to show up at events where you're not welcome. You don't have to keep doing the same things over and over that you have been doing forever just because you have been doing them forever. You don't have to do that if that upsets you. You know what I'm saying? Another tiny little thing, another tiny little act, it's not that tiny actually, but like a little act of self-love that I did recently, is I cut my own hair. I decided to stop waiting to find a perfect hairdresser. I feel like I should talk about hair in a separate video because I'm so annoyed. I've been trying to find a perfect hairdresser who would be, great for me, who will actually listen to me and give me the hair that I want. And that's just, people are refusing to give me layers. That's just it. I'm just gonna say it how it is. Hairdressers have been historically refusing to give me layers because they don't think it's gonna look good on me. Or they don't think that I have the right hair for it. Another topic is that, do you see this hair right here? And do you see the shape of it? This is the natural shape of my hair. I have curly hair. It is brushed out right now, so it is not curly, it's wavy because I brushed it out multiple times and applied oil on it. So this is brushed out curls. For some reason, people like to think, hairdressers think that this is damaged hair, while I have almost like a virginal hair. It's never been dyed, never been like chemically treated. I am treating my hair with so much love and so much respect because I care about it. And I find it so bizarre when people who work in, beauty industry are not aware of different types of beauty. When hairstylists are not aware of curly hair existing and what it looks like and how to work with it. And that if it looks like this, it doesn't mean it's damaged. It doesn't mean that this is like freezy damaged hair because I did something with it. No. So the way of me to choose myself in this situation was not to look for another really, really expensive hairdresser and just like take a chance and hope that they won't like mess it up for me, because I did have an unpleasant experience earlier this year in April where my hair was cut way too short and I did not receive what I wanted at all, even though I was really looking forward to that appointment and I had been thinking about it for months, because I only get my hair cut twice a year at most, but like once a year realistically, and I have been doing that for like my whole life. Okay, I know what I'm doing. So I cut my own hair. I did my own layers. At first I thought that I messed up, but I did not. I'm actually really quite... Do you see this? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not a professional, but I'm really happy with my result. It cost me £0. And that was me choosing myself and giving myself what I want and not compromising. You know? Choosing yourself can look different in different situations. But the lesson of this video is that learn to reflect, stop pointing fingers at other people at all times. Even if other people upset you, try to do the shadow work to understand what can you do about this. What can you do about this? Why are you feeling that way? What is making you feel that way really? You know what I'm saying? And what you can do about this. It's a different situation. People are just like obnoxiously insulting you. That's different. But if people are not directly insulting you, but they're doing something that upsets you, think about it. Anyways, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like. Please leave me a comment to support my channel. That would mean so much to me. Even if you have nothing to say, just leave me a few hearts. Just leave me some emojis, your favorite emojis, whatever. Tell me how was your day. Doesn't really matter. I would really appreciate it and I will respond to you. And please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that also. I love you guys. Thank you so very much. And I will see you in the next one.